This week on Flick Knows, the quick stats and the buyer process. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in for another episode of Flick Knows. Just want to go through the quick stats here as we do every week and see what we can pull from the numbers and then kind of what the buyer process is looking like for us right now. So if there are any questions or you haven't chatted with us yet, you'll know what to expect. Um, yeah, let's start in. So new this week. In the last 7 days, 43 new properties, 25 properties have gone pending, 23 properties were sold or deals closed, and 18 properties were price reduced. So pretty even. 43 is a new number. We were in the 20s there for a little while, went up to 30s. Now we're seeing 43 new properties coming on the market, seeing a little bit more inventory there. When we look at active listings, we're seeing that reflected. We were around 300 for a while for choices that you could put under contract. We're seeing 332 right now. Active, we ended January with 655, so January of 24. February of 23, a year ago, we were at 657, and today we are at 673. So a little bit more than where we were at the end of February last year. Let's see where we end up. As I mentioned before, 332 choices that you could put under contract right now. So a little bit more inventory. I think that's great. Yeah, just real quick, let's talk about what it looks like to be a buyer right now. Typically we get connected and we have a preliminary conversation about just kind of, what are the expectations on pricing? What do you plan to do with the property? Are you looking in Breckenridge? Are you looking in Keystone? Silverthorne, Dillon? I'd like to talk a little bit about short-term rentals, primary residence, or long-term rentals. What are your plans to do with the property? And these are all questions that really get to the heart of what your goals are. I really want to know what your goals are so that we can achieve them and I can best direct you in the right direction, right? We've got a very unique market up here. 70% of transactions are second homeowners. 30% are primary homeowners. And so the better I know what you're looking for, I can guide you to the different areas so that we can, get that price point and your goals of short-term rentals or renting or using the property to match up. We've got 6 municipalities out here, and they all have different short-term rental regulations and transfer taxes, et cetera, et cetera. So we really want to make sure we're on the same page there. Second, then we start kind of discussing a little bit more about financing versus cash and what that looks like. I really like to connect with you with a local lender. Local lenders are great. Samantha Daly has done some great work for myself and past clients, and I like to. The reason it seems like that may be a little bit premature, but the reason we're doing that is so that we can really narrow down where we're looking. We know what price point we're at. We know how much money you're putting down on the property. We know what the financing looks like, so that when a property comes up, we don't just spin our wheels, go take a look at it, and then realize that it's not in a price point that we can afford, or the payment is not going to work out, or because of the transfer tax, that dips into our down payment, which changes the interest rate a little bit, right? So I'd like to get those conversations about financing versus cash going sooner rather than later, so that when the right property that you're looking for comes up, we're good to go. After that, I like to have another conversation where we really narrow down the focus and we start really honing in on, okay, is this property good? Is that property good? Are you looking to do some work on the property? Are you not? This is what you're getting in this location that we targeted for price point. And then, we kind of go from there. And all along, the goal is to reach your goal, right? And get you a property that meets your needs. And I'm just a consultant here. I'm a guide through the market. So Yeah, if you have any questions about that, that's like a really brief like overlay of what to expect. After that, then we go into writing contracts, negotiating, putting properties under contract, and that's a whole nother thing. But just for the initial portion, that's what we're going through. So if you have any questions about that, you want to talk, you want to schedule a 15-minute call, let's get some time on the calendar. We're here for you. We want to help you out. So, yeah, teamflick at summitliving.com, and we will catch you next week for another episode of Flick Knows.